న్యూస్. నేను మీ వెంకటేష్. బుధవారం సాయంత్రం ఆకాశంలో ఖగోళ అద్భుతం జరిగింది. 152 ఏళ్ల క్రితం అంటే 1866 మార్చి 31న సూపర్ బ్లూ బట్మోర్గా చంద్రుడు అలరించాడు. ఆ తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఇలా కనిపించడం ఇప్పుడే. ఆస్ట్రేలియా, ఆసియా దేశాలతో పాటు రష్యాలోని కొన్ని భాగాల్లో చంద్రుడు గ్రహణం అలరించింది. ఇలాంటి దృశ్యాలను మళ్ళీ చూడాలంటే 2037 సంవత్సరం దాకా ఆకాశం నిపుణులు అంటున్నారు. కాగా మళ్ళీ ఈ ఏడాది మొత్తం 5 చంద్రగ్రహణాలు ఉన్నాయి. దానిలో మొదటిది బుధవారం నాడిచే సంపూర్ణ చంద్రగ్రహణం, రెండోది జూలై 18న రాబోయే చంద్రగ్రహణం, ఫిబ్రవరి 15, జూలై 13, ఆగస్టు 11న సంభవించేది పాక్షిక చంద్రగ్రహణాలు.
It's very dim. Looks kind of bright in this video, but to look at it in person, it's very dim. It looks like it's behind clouds even when it's not. I don't think it is. Well, okay, as soon as I say that, some clouds come through. And you can see by the way these... oh, damn, that's a lot of cloud. Okay. Well, you could see by the way that the frames were moving very slowly there, that this night mode, I think what it does is it takes like the average of the last few frames and sort of adds them all together to make a brighter image. Come on. Jeez. As soon as you start trying to make a video. Anyway, so yeah, it's very susceptible to movement, so I have to be very careful not to move the camera so that all of those pixel values get added up in the same place and they add up to make a nice picture. Let me just come back when this moon comes back, hey? Okay, that's a bit better. I actually don't think that was very much cloud at all, but it doesn't take much cloud to obscure it because it's so dim. Anyway, the other obvious thing that you've probably noticed from what you're seeing here is that the moon, as well as being dim, is it's actually taken on a very pinky orange hue. So it's what they call a blood moon. I wouldn't go so far as to call it red, but it is definitely not the normal colour of the moon that you see, which is basically pretty much white. Silvery white, isn't it? Oh, here comes some more cloud again. Yeah, but this is not something that my camera is doing. I'll show you the infrared mode in a minute, but what we're seeing here is the actual colour that I'm seeing in reality. So it definitely is very pinkish. Here's what the infrared mode looks like. I didn't really want to have to show you this too much because obviously it messes up the colours. It's not supposed to look that green in real life. But you can see we're back to normal 60 frames per second recording, so that's quite good. It helps it to focus a lot quicker when it's reading in more frames per second. And it's also quite good at seeing through the clouds. How does it know what I'm saying? Look at this. Now we can't see anything again. Okay, there we go. But what I was about to say was that it does let you see through the clouds slightly better than the other mode does. This is what it looks like when you're filming with the normal mode of the camera, so not night vision or anything special. And as you can see, it's much dimmer. This is actually more representative of what it looks like in real life. It's about this dim. And you can see the camera's struggling there. It looks a bit grainy. Seems to be illuminated more on the top than the bottom. Oh, there goes those clouds again. Great. I got a bit bored of looking at the moon. It actually takes quite a long time to change through all that whole cycle. Now I'm just playing around with my camera, but I realised that it could actually see stars kind of okay. Oh, as soon as I turn it on, it sort of loses it, but this is the Southern Cross here, I believe. It's supposed to be pointing south, but I guess it does. Yeah, mostly pointing south. And I also saw 3 shooting stars, so I thought I'd leave my camera running for a little bit, just in the vain hope that I might actually be able to capture one on video, but they sort of move very quickly, obviously, and I don't think the way that this camera does its additive blending of the frames, it would actually be able to catch it, but I thought I'd give it a try anyway. The other thing that I thought I might try and video, which I can't, is this kind of a Milky Way sort of it's like a cloud of stars that's so fine that you can't see individual stars very well. It's not a cloud. I know it's not a cloud because the clouds have all cleared, at least where I'm looking. But it's sort of sort of, it looks like a galaxy or a Milky Way or something. It's all just sort of spread out across the sky. It's quite beautiful. And pretty sure I couldn't see anything like this when I lived in Tokyo. But here in the middle of nowhere in rural New Zealand, it's a different story. It's quite mesmerizing. There's the fourth one. There's the 4 shooting stars in like 1 hour. It's not too bad. Okay, now the moon is starting to come out from behind the shadow of the Earth, and I think I'm going to have to switch into the infrared mode because you can see it's a lot brighter now. Well, it's changing quickly, isn't it? Oh no, it's not really changing that quickly, but it's just the way the clouds get in front of it. Adjusts the brightness in a inconsistent kind of a way. Oh look, it's a little bit pink on the bottom, but it's completely white on the top. Huh. I didn't notice that when it was in the first phase because there was just too much cloud. Even now it's not very good, but it's better than it was before. Okay, we're back in the...
చంద్రగ్రహణం సందర్భంగా బుధవారం ఉదయమే ఆలయాలు మూతపడ్డాయి. టీటీడీ ఆధ్వర్యంలోని శ్రీ గోవిందరాజస్వామి ఆలయం, కపిలేశ్వర స్వామి ఆలయం, శ్రీ కోదండరామస్వామి ఆలయంతో పాటు వరదరాజస్వామి ఆలయాన్ని మూచి గ్రహణానంతరం ఆలయ శుద్ధి నిర్వహించి కైంకర్యాలు నిర్వహించి ఆలయ భక్తులకు దర్శన భాగ్యం కల్పించారు. కాగా తిరుచానూరులోని శ్రీ పద్మావతి ఆలయం మహాద్వారాలను ఉదయం 9:30 నుంచి తిరిగి రాత్రి 9:30 తెరిచి భక్తులకు దర్శన భాగ్యం కలిగించారు. 2 గంటల పాటు శ్రీ అమ్మవారి ఆలయం మూసివేయడంతో ఆలయానికి భక్తులు చుట్టూ ఉన్న వ్యాపార సంస్థలు, అంగళ్ళు మూతపడ్డాయి. భక్తులు ఎవరు ఆలయ పరిసర ప్రాంతాలకు రాకపోవడంతో ఆలయ పరిసర ప్రాంతాలు నిర్మానుష్యంగా మారాయి.